Good afternoon to the viewers around the globe. Welcome to another blockchain debriefing. Sorry, that's not what this is. This is another live stream. Hold on, let me redo my intro. Good afternoon to the viewers of the live stream, whether you're watching live or after it saves as a video. Welcome to another live stream. And Bitcoin is slowly inching towards 66,000. It is worth noting that our short-term holder realized price is actually moving down. Just a month ago, it was up at 67.5, and now it's all the way down to 66.4. So we may not have to necessarily go all the way up to 68K. We might just tap it at 67 and then come back down. However, as the title suggests, today we will get a new 5-day stock RSI candle, which should mark the overbought stock RSI. The last two times that happened, we had a rally and then a top in January, and then we had a rally and then a top about 20 days later in April. So the clock is ticking for Bitcoin to make a move. You can also see on the bottom here, the 5-day BBWP is screaming that the move is about to start. So, good luck to you all, and welcome to another live stream. I got Fernando, Japanese guy, Higher Low, Stanley, Craig Coates, Whale Talk, Kinson, Richard Desmond. Welcome. How's everybody doing on this Friday night? How's everybody doing on this Friday night? How's everybody doing on this Friday night? Bottom will be around CVDD. Could be, man. Could be. Could be. We got Craig Coates in the chat telling me it's Saturday. Maybe it's Saturday for you, young man. Some of us are 12 hours ahead. Welcome to another live stream. Get your votes in as we begin. So let's take a look at some indicators here. We can see our daily short-term realized price is really close. It's basically back to where we were. So we did nothing for the last month. We just sat here. That's what's so interesting to me, man. You got to put this into perspective. So Bitcoin was here on July 21st, and the S&P was here. Now the S&P is up here, and we're down here, but that's bullish. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. I say bearish. We're overbought on the 1-day stock RSI. How's ETH? Ethereum is, wow, Ethereum's not. That's interesting. Oh, Solana's starting to push. We drew this yesterday, ironically. Solana's starting to come to life. Yeah, I think we're getting ready here. I actually do think we're getting ready finally. I would imagine Doge is probably going to pump soon too. Doge is printing a massive 9-day BBWP, or maybe it was the 8-day. 8-day, yeah. We're getting ready to move. I think this week is the last bullish week, maybe. We're getting ready to move here. What did I miss? You didn't miss anything. We're still going sideways. But it looks like we're getting ready to get the final rally this week, I think. I think it should be this week. Right? Yeah, it has to be this week. I'm calling it this week. I think the top form's this week, man. I don't know if it's going to get to 68K. Maybe it does. But my target is the short-term hold to realized price, which we're about to tap it. We might even tap it today. Probably not, but this is what we've been waiting for. Fake Bears in the chat tried to FUD me out, but here we go. We've been waiting on a world change. We've been waiting. Yeah, see, 200-day moving average has come down drastically as well. Now it's all the way down to 70,000. And then the short-term realized price is 66.4. Richard Desmond says can't stay long, heading out for food. Interesting. I appreciate the feedback. I'm not entertaining enough. Good to know. We got Chunky Gorilla in the chat. Usually when there's a Chunky Gorilla, there's a Gunga Galunga. Usually when there's a Chunky Gorilla, there's a Gunga Galunga. What color are we on the heat map? We're still blue. This is a defining moment. This is it, boys. This is the defining moment. Oh, we're back to blue on the heat map on the 2-day. Yeah, I think the top is about to come this week. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, BNB is pumping now. Yeah, I think it's about to hit. We're about to spike up. It's coming. So I think, dude, we need to get ready. This is it. If I'm wrong and we just go straight up to 80,000, then it's game over. But if I'm right, we should hang out up here for a little while. Like literally a little while, not 3 weeks. And then come right back down. And the act of us doing that tells me we're going down. And then I prepare. This is it, man. This is it. This is it. There's really nothing left to say. We just have to wait for the spike to 67K. We've been waiting for a month almost. I didn't think it would take this long, I admit. I should have known better to let the bears get to me. In my head, I said we must go to 68K, and the bears told me the top was in. But in my heart, I always knew the top wasn't in. We're waiting for this last spike. You never go against the Moonboy event. Okay, what did you learn? What did you learn? What did you learn, class? You never go against the Moonboy chart. Never. Moonboy doubters will be sent into the shadow realm for all eternity. However, we do look at historically. You can see we actually got it. Look, I can't believe it. We've had this drawn for a little while now, but it's finally coming. I think it comes through today. It comes through. Oh my God, it's already the 8th? Wow, it was just August 1st. Oh man, time is flying. But if the theory is true, the dotted line actually triggers the reversal. So we had our white line and then we went up. We had our white line and then we went up. We had our white line and then we went up. We had our orange line and we went down. We had our orange line and then we went down. We had a white line, actually this white line. Well, technically it did reverse and went down. So I guess it just reverses. Yeah. This one reversed at the low. This one's a little early. Look at that shit. Yeah. Yeah, look at that shit. Dude, oh my God, I think we're going bearish, dude. I think this is it. If this works, God help my soul, please. Dude. Come on, baby. Dude, I'm telling you, we had this drawn. I know we did. I just don't have any evidence. I just don't have any proof. I just can't prove it. Yeah, this is it, man. Start the timer. We start the timer. I'm getting nervous. You got to trust yourself. You got to have conviction. Dude, once we go past 67K, all the moon boys are going to come out. I'm telling you. I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers start to say the bottom could be in. Once we break 66K, everybody's going to flip bullish. And that's the trap. God help me. So help me God. Who says that? The president? So help me God. We got Derek 4 in the chat. Welcome. Flame Inu says 26K is equal to, or 50K is equal to 10K. Could be, man. Chase Sack says gonna wave goodbye to 60K forever. That's a good one. Forever and ever. Josh Tag says there will be a lower low of 57K. That's the final bottom. The final boss. Get your votes in, chat. There's 64 votes, but only 30 votes. 64 viewers. We have Girl Has It All. Welcome to the chat. If there's any single men in the chat, Josh Tag is flexing his abs. You can talk to Girl Has It All. She's 28 with blonde hair. Maggie. Oh, Maggie's in the chat too. Maggie Jeets. We're having a dating show. Derek 4, introduce yourself. No, they weren't here. They weren't here for the other thing. Oh, I think Girl Has It All was here, but the other one wasn't. Maggie Jeets. Doge is about to show something. Doge is about to go to the moon, man. I think this is it. I really think if we get this right, I'm a changed man. I swear I am. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going to the casino. I'm getting my money back from the casino. Every time I go there, they let me win a little bit and then they take all my money. So this time I'm gonna go with $100 hand. I'm gonna bring $1,000 and I'm gonna bet $100 hand. And if I win, I'm gonna leave right away. I'm not even gonna play anymore. You know my name, Carl? No, I don't know your name. Is your name also Maggie? There's no way your name is Maggie. The odds of your name being Maggie are almost zero. But I guess almost zero isn't zero. This guy wrote rum and Coke toots. How do you remember that? Yeah, now that you mention that, the guy that always used to tell me Beach Pail, he doesn't come here anymore. What was his name? Beeb? Oh, it was Beebs. Yeah, you're not Beebs. Beebs in the chat. It's Jessica? Yeah, I would have never known. How am I supposed to know your name? You said you know my name. I would have never guessed. Don't marry Bitcoin, it's just a weekend. Get your votes in, chat. I don't want to hear any talk about marrying Bitcoin. Get your votes in. There's 74 people in the chat, but there's no voters. This is exactly what our president was warning us about. You got no voters. Get out and vote. 18% says below 40,000. The herd says we're not going to go below 40,000. Does that mean we're going below 40,000? That's what everybody on YouTube says. Oh, when everybody thinks one thing, it's not going to happen. When has that ever worked in history? Get your votes in. 80 viewers in the chat now. The little lammies are coming in to see the show. So I was thinking today, I think what I want to do for my channel is I'm pretty sure I'm broadcasting in 1080p. So my display, right? My output is, yeah, it's 1080p. So there's got to be a way for me to have my camera So like, let's just pretend this is literally the screen, right? This is literally the screen. This is what you see on your iPhone or whatever you're watching on. I gotta make it so my camera. Oh, how could we do this? Oh, this is interesting. I guess the camera would have to be like, oh, maybe I can make it a square? Or maybe I can make the, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I can make it like this, right? So here's my camera, and then my actual camera is only this big. So this would be me, the egg. Yes, I like this. And then the rest of this would be a green screen, but I would have to make it a cool, like a desk, kind of. Right? So it looks like the egg is sitting in a news station, but my actual camera itself is very small. Everything else is generated. Yeah, I like that. And then I'll put the news that I'm reading to you here. Yes, I like this. How do you guys like this? And then I'll have like the rest of the stuff moving around. And down here, I would have to get maybe one of those things that have like the words moving at the bottom, you know? Like the news, breaking news. Yeah, I like that. What do we think about that? So this would basically be Twitter. This is all the gibberish I'm reading to you. This is me, and then this is the green screen in the background. And then all of this stuff will be animated. How do we feel about that? Yay or nay? No feedback. Not one person's typing in the chat. Beautiful. Girl has it all. Is having a field day. My dog's breakfast says ICP's making a move today. Interesting. And then I guess the transition page would be, the transition page is the same as it always is. Yeah, we can just do that. The transition page is the same. Yeah, I like that. So I'll read you guys the news for 30 minutes, jibber jabber, bunch of rubbish, and then we'll do the chart for half an hour. That'll be the live streams. And then I'll take the clips from the live stream and upload them to YouTube so I don't have to make videos anymore. And then for the channel members, I'll make the charts that we usually make. I think that could be the blueprint. That could be the blueprint. Could be. I would have to buy lights. I have a headlight on my screen, but I need a bigger one. It probably costs like, oh no, everything's artificial. I forgot. I'm not actually buying a desk. It's computer generated. I think that's the plan. And then at the end of the live stream, if we get super chats, because we are going to get super chats when the bull market returns, I'll actually record those videos and post them on another channel. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way to go. Yes, that is definitely the way to go. Because then I'll grow 2 YouTube channels, collect ad revenue twice. Yes, I'll make the news people happy. And I won't have any pressure to make predictions because I'll be getting money from ad revenue. So I need to, over the next 3 months, I need to work on my vocabulary and I need to work on my car salesmanship. I need to swallow my pride and acknowledge that you guys want the news. Even though I don't read the news, watch the news. And I can get clips from CNBC. Yeah, I think it's time. I think that's how I survive YouTube long term. I think that's how I survive. Another rebrand? No, no, no. I'm not rebranding the channel. I like the way that it looks now, personally. I love how it came out. I do. I think it came out. I mean, nothing's perfect, but it actually did come out how I anticipated it, how I wanted it to. Because my other channel, or I guess it's the same channel, but I was reusing the same thumbnails over and over again. These thumbnails look similar, but no two thumbnails are the same. See, they look similar, but they're not. I was literally using the same exact thumbnails over and over again. But you never see the same thumbnail twice in a row. These are pretty close too, but they're not. That's exactly how I wanted it. And now that I got the hang of it, like you could just see the evolution of the thumbnails. Now we're getting flashy. When I first started, I mean, they were okay, but they were very basic. Not too bad. I was nervous at first because I was thinking maybe they're going to boot me from the algorithm, but thankfully they didn't. So, yeah, I like this. So it's not going to be a rebrand, it's just going to be a content shuffle where I can read you guys the news. We'll be in and out in an hour, like the doctor's appointment. And my, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess my show will be called the Blockchain Debriefing. I already called it that for the last 3 months. I said it as a meme, but maybe I'll actually use that. Welcome to another Blockchain Debriefing live around the world. The Rock says, shut your mouth, know your role. Remix video says, this is just a suggestion, but your intro is too long. My intro to what? The videos? If you're talking about the live stream intro, the live stream intro is 2 minutes because I don't want to start the stream when there's nobody here. I play the intro so people come in. I can't just start talking when there's nobody here. That's like car salesman 101. You can't sell a car if there's no customers. If there are no customers. I have to wait for people to come in. This is a movie and I need people to watch. If I just start talking right away, there's nobody here. But if I play an intro for 3 minutes, we get some little lambs in the chat. You get your popcorn. And that's it. Try red in the thumbnail. Nah, I like the green. I was using red and, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I guess it looks okay, the orange. Nah, I think it came out okay. Not perfect, but we got Knock Life in the chat. Moonwolf says chat's bullish. Yeah, 15% says we're not going below 40K. Wow, a lot of people are voting the bottom is in today, huh? What are the odds Vegeta doesn't show up now that everybody thinks the bottom is in? Oh no, actually, sorry. The majority of people don't think the bottom is in. It's just 31% think the bottom is in, and that's the largest group. Okay, so what's 100 minus 15? Anybody? 85 going once? 85% says 85% says we're not going below 40,000. Wow. So the herd says we're not going below 40,000. I wonder, I really think people are going to say the bottom is in once we crack 67,000. I really do. I can just see it. Everybody's going to say, holy shit, head and shoulders. And then bam. That's what I'm looking for, man. That's what happened in 2022. Oh my God. Straight down. 2018 was a little different because you didn't really get a big bounce. You just kind of died. But I don't know if you guys saw, but Tether dropped back down again. Tether made an attempt to bounce and it came back down. This is the first time. This is the first time in history, this bear market. I don't know why I said in history. This is the first time this bear market that Bitcoin is rallying, but Tether is not. I think this is a telltale that we're bearish. Look, I really do. Now, unless it's about to, then maybe it will, but we got to see Tether start pumping if you're bullish. I'm watching for Tether to break down. If Tether breaks down, I think that's all she wrote. We're done. Do I got to change my title? I'm not getting that many viewers today. What's going on? What's a good title? Doge to the moon? Bitcoin. Final 70K. Pump signal or top? There you go. Let's try that. Gotta get him a little more clickbaity. I heard someone say we're going to 12K. Yeah, I don't think we're going that low. It's impossible. Get your votes in. I'm surprised. Only 16 people think we're going below 40K. Wow. Sorry, 16%. I think it turns out to be 16 too. I heard a few days ago at YouTube, long intros are not good. Like, make it 30 seconds. I don't even have intros to my YouTube videos. If you're talking about the live stream intro, I can't. The introduction is to get people into the stream, Anon. That's like you going to your job and then working when no one's there. Even though even though your shift starts at 8 o'clock, if the manager's not there, you can't start. I can't start working if there's nobody here. So I have to wait for people to show up. But what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna get an intro. I have a couple of ideas what I want to do, like a waiting room kind of thing. I have a couple of ideas I want to do, but I have plenty of time to work on it. If we get this, then we're gonna listen to me. First of all, you jabronis, if we really get this crash, then half of you are gonna leave. I know you don't think you will, but you will. Trust me, it happens every time. There was a lot of people here. I said half of you will leave, and half of you left. Now, when we go down again, half of you are going to leave again. So for the 45 people that are going to be down here with me, I'm going to try and make a bunch of changes to the live stream. So when we start going up, people that return they'll never know what we used to talk about. That makes sense. And then people come back, oh, remember me? And I say, nope. No, I don't, you jabroni. This is it, man. I think we're going to get it. Make the first 2 minutes of the intro you doing yoga. I actually should do yoga. I think me sitting in my chair is making my body decompose. When's the new moon? It's on Thursday, right? Could you imagine if Thursday is actually the top? If Thursday is really the top, then we have to really start respecting this, man. Man, I had a gut feeling too. I said to myself, there's a chance we're here because we didn't go up. And I remember somebody asked me if we're not at 66K at the FOMC, do I still think we go down? And I remember saying we did something like this. I think this is where we are. I really do. Yeah, I actually think this is exactly what's gonna happen. And then there's one more leg down to the bottom. So maybe the bottom's in the first week of November. Right? Where's the new moon? It's right here, right? It's Thursday. I actually think this is exactly what happens. I'm not even bullshitting you. Because there's a lot of people that are gonna say this is the bottom, and then we're gonna go down again, and then it's. But like when you draw it like this, there's still time. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a little bit shorter, like this. But it lines up. That's what I think, man. That's what I think. I really do. Stretching releases happy hormones. Need to get one of those walking treadmills. No, I just need to stop sitting in my chair. It's not the actual chair. I think it's it's like, because when I first started YouTube, I had a different chair and I never had this problem. I think it's because my chair was lower to the ground. But now every chair I buy, I've went through 3 chairs already. It's like it's cutting the circulation off of my legs. I don't know why. After I stretch, I'm all right. But I need to start stretching consistently. I guess I'm starting to get old now, too. No, but this has been the case for the last 3 years, and I wasn't old 3 years ago. That's why I'm not necessarily freaking out. Because this has been a problem since 2022, and I wasn't even old in 2022. I'm just getting old now. You need to safeguard your eyes from the screen. No, Vegeta, I'm gonna give you a prescription, okay? It's not the computer screen that's burning your eyes, it's the phone. And if it is the computer screen, it means you're in total darkness. So, I'm gonna run a test, okay? If this hurts your eyes, you gotta open up the window. When I first made my channel, my charts used to be white. And everybody complained, oh, I can't see. Because nobody leaves the room. But I made them dark because everybody cries about it. But if this hurts your eyes, then you need to go outside. It means your room is in total darkness. For me personally, my eyes perform better when the screen is white. I can't see well when it's dark. But if this hurts your eyes, that means that you cannot, or you have to stop. Vegeta says my white screen really hurts my eyes. Does it really? Yeah, if this hurts your eyes, then that means that everything in your room that you're in is dark. You have to open a window. Like, I'm genuinely telling you this because I remember when I was a young lad, I used to open up the door to shovel snow because I used to have to shovel snow. And my eyes, I would say my eyes, my eyes. But it doesn't snow anymore where I am. But when I was a kid, I used to have to shovel snow. And my eyes, eyes. How much Doge do I have? I don't think I've owned Doge. I don't think I've ever owned Doge other than like 100 shares back in 2024. Even when I go on long drives during the daytime, my eyes hurt a lot. Yeah, you're spending too much time. You're either spending too much time looking at your phone or you're submerged in darkness. I'm telling you, it's the cure. You got to start going for long walks in the sun and open up you don't have to open up the window if you're allergic to oxygen, but you can open up the sunshade. Like right now, I have my shade open. Well, it's always open because I have my air conditioner. It's like I have to have it open. But yeah, it's a true prescription. Oh yeah, if you're watching, yes, if you watch YouTube on the phone, then you have to stop that. The only time I watch YouTube on the phone is when I know there's two ladies watching the chat, so I don't know how to say this appropriately, but I guess I would say when I'm using the bathroom is the appropriate way to use it. So maybe if I'm reading a book or I tried to substitute watching YouTube with reading a book as I'm in the bathroom, but it doesn't hit the same. I like scrolling YouTube. Am I the only one that listens to peaceful music? I watch peace. I listen to peaceful music when I go to the bathroom. But yeah, I would say if you're watching YouTube on a phone, that's a no-no. All my YouTube content I consume, if I want to consume crypto content, which is very rare, but it's not impossible, I just listen to what they have to say and I put the phone in my pocket when I'm walking. So somebody asked before if I still walk. Yeah, I try and walk every day. I watch YouTubers as I'm walking, so I don't actually watch, I just listen. But if I do watch YouTubers, I watch them on the computer. Like we watch Ron Walker on the computer. I listen to Ron Walker when I go on a walk, but I don't actually watch what he's saying. I only watch Ron Walker because I like how he sounds. You got a shot at a bottom. The hype and the hopium. Bursh. Bursh. But yeah, my prescription to all of you who watch on your phone is don't watch on your phone. Unless you don't have eye problems, then fine. But I would say open a window, go outside, or watch on a desktop. Yeah. What did I miss? You didn't miss anything. We're kind of out of stuff to talk about. I think these are our last days. Did you hear about how many people died in Europe during a heat wave of only 90 degrees? Come on, it's not that hot. I will say I am bald, as you know. So when it's like 100 degrees, I'm actually not as hot. Even though I'm sweating, I'm like leaking. Like just before I went for a run, like I was leaking. Like not even just sweating, but I was actually leaking water. Like a condensated glass cup. But I wasn't that hot. Even though your brain knows it's hot, I guess because I'm bald and fat, my body releases water easily. I guess that means I'm cooking like a pig. Oink oink. but it's not that hot to where people start dying. I remember in 2023, a lot of people that lived in Arizona and Texas, it was like 120 degrees and the car taillights were melting. That was hot. Watching on TV. Yeah, when I watch YouTube, when I go to sleep, I go on, I watch in my bed as well. DC Blur for 2 says snow cabin or beach house year round. I appreciate the 2. Definitely a beach house. When I go to the beach, I don't even go in the ocean. I'm kind of scared, I'll admit. I mean, the water's nasty where I am. Did you guys see that video of that kid that almost drowned? And then the 16-year-old saved him? And that water's nasty. Like, not nasty as in gross, but nasty as in nasty, man. Yo, I would get sucked under. So I just dip my feet in. But I'm not, I hate snow. I hate the cold. I'm getting old and grumpy, man. I'm telling you. It's getting bad. Sometimes the car doesn't start. But I appreciate the 2 from DC Blur. But yeah, the snow days are over. Maybe when I was like 13, I could stay home. Remember, I wanted to stay home from school. Is it a snow day? Yay. Now I hate the snow because they throw salt all over the road. It ruins my car. There's potholes everywhere. I'll take the beach house for 2. Appreciate the 2. It was 135 in Arizona. The streets were melting. Yeah, I remember that in 2023. It doesn't really get that. I mean, it gets hot every now and then where I am, but it's very rare. It got hot well, sometimes it hits 100 degrees, but 100 degrees isn't as hot as I thought it is. Like I think it was. I guess it depends where you are, right? If you're in the middle of nowhere, like Arizona, I guess 100 degrees is hot. It's hot, but like it's not like pass out hot. Like there's people falling over on the side of the road. Who said that? There's people dying in Europe? Who wrote that? Someone, let me see. Somebody wrote that, man. Did you hear about how many people died in Europe? That's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing. People die in 90-degree weather. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not really funny, but I guess who cares, right? Why pretend? I mean, I guess if they're old, it's understandable. I guess that's not, yeah. If they're old, it's not funny. But if they're like 40 or 50 or 30 and they're just dying because of the heat. 43 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is. Oh, it's 110 degrees. Yeah, but that's not 90 degrees. This guy said 90 degrees. Yeah, so I think if I had to give you guys a projection, this is my projection. I think the bottom is at the end of October. I think around the new moon, we start to head lower. And then by the end of August, we're back at the low. And then that's it. I really think this is exactly what it looks like. Maybe this is a little smaller. If this ends up playing out, I'm going to live stream from the Chinese buffet. Do you think I should? Do I owe it to you guys? Live stream from the Chinese buffet. Yeah, but then you guys are gonna see how much I can actually eat. Or maybe I'll live stream on my other channel, my food channel. Yeah, I'll do a food stream. That's a good idea. Yeah, but then I can't accept super chats. Teutonic, welcome. Welcome to another live stream. Do I think we go to the 30-ish lower than 38K? I mean, my base case is 40,000, maybe 42,000, maybe 38,000. There's very, 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 very few YouTubers that actually think we're going into the 30s. I do have some charts that say we can go into the 30s. So I will say people who are saying it's going into the 30s, not many people are saying that. I understand. For me personally, 40,000 is the number where I would say this is low enough for me. I think there's a very strong chance it gets hit, and anything below 40,000 is extra greedy. That doesn't mean prices below 40,000 are wrong. I just don't have a desire to look for it. So I've looked at everything to try and determine, can we get down to 40,000? I'm not obsessing with finding the exact bottom. I have found enough evidence, and I've shown you all over the last 3 months why we can get down to 40,000. Can we go down to 33,000? I think 33,000 is too low. Can we go down to 36,000? I think that's like my max scenario. Because like now you're at 70%. It's definitely doable. Anything lower than 37, I think is just, again, it's not impossible. It's just you're trying to find the exact bottom, and I'm not trying to do that. And anything below 30,000 is just too bearish. Like our favorite uncle Ron Walker, who's looking for 15K, it's just too bearish, man. I can't even give it any serious thought. $37,000 is going to be the bottom. There's data to support that. There is data to support that. I mean, it's right on the screen. 37K is 70% from the peak. That fits with the diminishing returns. It does. It also puts you below this, which is 30, not 38. I think 38K would be where I would stop saying bearish, even though I'm turning off my bear switch once we break 40, or once we hit 40. But I think 38K is possible. $30K is too bearish. 30K is too bearish. Well, it's not impossible, but anything below 30K, now you're going over the prior bear market, which has never happened before. That's why Uncle Ron looking for 15,000, like there's no evidence to support that. And I showed you guys an important point yesterday. I'll show you again because we got a full house now, 100 viewers. But every time there's a bear market, there's a trend line that goes around, right? This is the trend line that we're sitting on. Look, the bottom is in. Didn't we already break that trend line? Wait, we already broke this trend line. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We already broke this trend line. Wait a minute. These jabronis told me that the bottom was in. The trend line is in. We already broke down below it. But in every market cycle, you get this, the bottom is in trend line. Yeah, here it is again. Look. Oh, this one was the bottom, actually. What about, I remember I was one of the people that were saying, look, the bottom is in. I just don't remember what it was. Oh, maybe it was up higher, actually. Hold on. Why can't I find it now? I don't think it was this one. I could have sworn I had it drawn yesterday where we were sitting on the trend line. Like now. Wait, are we coming all the way down to 26K? I could have sworn I drew it yesterday where we were on the trend line. How are the other YouTubers drawing it? Well, now I'm kind of intrigued. How did I have it? Was it this? Oh, we already broke this. Oh, here it is. Yeah, and now I found it. Yeah, the reason I couldn't find it was because it was the time frame. Yeah, but look, once we break this trend line, the bottom's not in. And every market cycle, there's a trend line like that. Where it's like, look at the macro trend line. See here it is again. This was the trend line. But I had one drawn yesterday. You're gonna have to go back and watch the stream. I don't feel like explaining it, honestly. I get no extra money. I don't give a shit. If the bottom's in, congratulations. You need to chart on logarithmic? Thank you, Conan. How do I go on logarithmic? Can you show me what to do? How do I put the chart on logarithmic? Thanks for playing. Ron Walker's 15K is the linear. Yeah, but Bitcoin respects a lot of rules, and Ron Walker's analysis is disregarding those rules. Ron Walker is also open to 32,000, which is definitely not impossible. I don't know why Lord Cohen is saying buy in October. Did you guys know his name is actually Cowan, not Cohen? We've been calling him Cohen for 4 years, but it's Cowan. Yeah, the reason why he's saying buy in October, which I don't even think he's saying that, is because the top was in October. You can't look at the last market cycle. The top was in November. This is like the standard 4-year cycle. The bottom is 12 months later. It is what it is. And the reason why I'm respecting it is because I tried everything in my power both times to disprove it, and I was wrong. So now other people are doing it, which is fine, but they're going to suffer the same fate as I did. And now I'm going to benefit from it. Then we're going to start over. But since our top was in October, the bottom is in October. I mean, maybe the bottom's in November, but that's what it says. WikiCat is breaking resistance. Hell yeah. WikiCat to the moon. You got, what's the deal? If we pull this off, we go to the Chinese buffet and live stream. You guys are gonna see how much food I can eat, man. It's bad. It's gonna be bad. How many plates you got there, fat boy? I'm on plate number 4. Pork fried rice, beef lo mein. Nom 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 nom. Obviously, if we're wrong, then there's no buffet ever again. Nobody knows BIP 115, no. Wow, 21% took the lead, 40 below 40K. I gotta get some water. I'm getting dehydrated from speaking so much gibberish. Give me about 30 seconds. All right, we're back. How many viewers did we lose? Do I have a golden corral? No, I don't have golden corral. I made chop suey. I don't even know what that is. We got EpiPen in the chat. We got 100 and oh, look at all the people in the chat. Get your votes in. So I can share with you my secret chart, but I'm gonna have to charge you for it. I made this chart just for me. It's basically everything. The halving, the top to bottom, the Moonboy events. Look at where we are. We're right at the blue line, which is right on top of the Moonboy event. In every market cycle, we come down to this purple band. We didn't do it yet. It should be right here. The bottom should be right here, man. I looked at everything. Look, you even got a purple candle. You got a purple candle here too. Oh, that's a good question. How far from purple are we? Yeah, I didn't think of that. Oh, it's much lower on this time frame. Much lower. Interesting. Interesante. Oh, we're not even close. We're not that far away. Yeah, just one more big dump. Big flush. The reason why I like this indicator is because there's no divergence. It's just straight bearish or straight bullish. And you know what I find interesting? A lot of the indicators that people are showing with divergences, the top is here, which we know is fake. But yeah, I have everything. I've got halving to halving, halving to peak. Halving to halving should be down here, yeah. This is why I think the bottom is coming, which this is the 4-year cycle base case. But I took our Moonboy chart and I plugged it in with the halving, which is what I should have did the first time, but you live and you learn. You'll notice that when we get our orange line, it's not always bearish, but it's only bullish when you're in the thick of it. When you're in the thick of the bull market, like, holy shit, the top is coming. You got an orange line here, bearish. Orange line here, bearish. Orange line here, bearish. Orange line here, straight up to the top. Orange line here, bearish. Orange line here, down and then straight up to the top. Orange line here, you didn't do anything for another 3 months and then you went up. Orange line here, then you were bearish. Orange line here, you went straight up to the top. So we're either going straight up right after this or straight down. There's no in the middle. But this is the first time in history where we have an orange line in a bear market. You can see we haven't had anything like this before. Well, 2021 was technically, actually not for nothing. I don't even know why I skipped that. 2021, we did have one. It was right here. But I think what I'm referring to is we don't have any white lines. We already used them up. So if this goes the way we think it is, then we should go down like this. Float around and then start ripping into the summer of 2027. Go up into the halving. And then yeah, big dump here. Top is right here. That's what I think. That's what I think. And then it starts all over again. I think the next bear market is going to be clean. It's going to be like 2022 because there's no orange lines. And I think it's ironic that the 4-year cycle says the bottom should be in September, but the Moonboy event is in November. So the bottom probably is in September. And then we turn bullish again. Yeah, I haven't mapped it out further than that. But that's what we're expecting. If I plugged in the next halving, which we do have, the projected halving is going to be April of 2028. So if we know that historically the bottom is traditionally, oh, this is supposed to be the weekly time frame. We know that historically the bottom is 520 to 540 days before the halving. Look, that's what I have. Yeah, this chart's pretty good. From the bottom to the halving was 540. From the bottom to the halving was 518. From the bottom to the halving was 518 again. So our halving is projected to be in April again. So 525 puts us in October. 518 would put us in November. But we don't know with certainty that the halving's in April. It's just speculation. But I think what could be at play is from the bottom to the top, the time has increased. It should be bottom to bottom, bottom to bottom. Bottom to top is up here. Yeah, 1064. That's what you usually see on YouTube, 1064. Ours might be a little bit shorter because from the halving to the top was 518. From the halving to the top this time was actually 546. This time it was 532, so it shrunk. So it's possible the bottom is closer. It's also possible this chart is bullshit and we're going to the moon, but there's no evidence. Sorry, there's no historical evidence of that. So our flaw in 2023 was we said the 4-year cycle's done. We're using the Moonboy chart. The Moonboy chart said we should bottom out, or excuse me, the Moonboy chart said we should go vertical from here to here and the top should be here, which was like half correct. It's half true. So half true is not true, though. You can't tell someone that somebody's doing something if it's only half true. So it was only half correct, and the 4-year cycle ended up winning. So what I'm expecting, as I've told you many times, is the Moonboy chart said we were supposed to be bearish from December to here. We were bearish when we were supposed to be bearish, but then we turned bullish because of the 4-year cycle. Even here, we turned bearish, but then we went up again. And then when the 4-year cycle aligned with the Moonboy chart, we went straight down. which is why the bottom was here right at the Moonboy chart. It was actually a month in advance. So what I'm thinking here is we're going to do the same thing, but in the other direction. So the Moonboy chart said we were supposed to go down, but the 4-year cycle said we're supposed to go up. So we went down and then up, but then we went down because the 4-year cycle ended. It's possible that the 4-year cycle says we're supposed to go down, but the Moonboy chart says we're supposed to go up, which is why we're going up right now. And once the Moonboy chart passes, just like this one passed and this one passed, you changed directions. So I'm thinking we go like this. We're bullish into August, and then we go down to the bottom. The problem with the 4-year cycle is it's supposed to look just like this. It's a very bold prediction. I get it. It is. But that's what has always happened. We always come down to the realized price band, which is 40K. The actual realized price is the light blue, but we've never bottomed at the realized price ever. That's why people who say 53K is the bottom, they're looking for something that's never happened before. That doesn't mean it's impossible, but according to historical data, it's not likely. So the reason I'm rambling is because we're at this blue line, and the blue line is right on top of the orange line, which I already just showed you. When we had an orange line here, we went down. When we had an orange line here, we went down. When we had an orange line here, we went down. This one was ultra bullish. This one was bearish. This one was bullish. This one was bearish, then bullish. This is where we're at. That's why this week is probably the biggest week. For some people, this week coming up is going to be the biggest week for the rest, not for the rest of your life, but it might determine the rest of your life. Because some people are shorting this, and if we go straight up, it's over. They're going to get liquidated. But if we don't go straight up, which is what the 4-year cycle says, we should go down. And because we're so far away from what is projected to be the bottom, we kind of have to go straight down. And I know if we go straight down, the herd, it's going to be nuts. I don't want to be on YouTube for that. I really don't. I'll let the other people collect the ad revenue and the hype. This is going to, if this actually plays out, it's going to be one for the ages. Why did that just save? And the reason why I do have some confidence in it is because we're about to hit overbought today. Today's a big, dude, this is a big day today. This 5-day stock RSI is going to hit overbought. Starting tonight, you got to start pumping, man. You have to. If you don't, bearish. Look, you hit overbought here, you started pumping. You hit overbought here, you started pumping. You hit overbought here, nothing happened, death. You hit overbought here, you did start pumping, then you died. So we kind of got to start pumping if we're bullish. If we're not going to pump, and it's going to be like this, bearish. Or if it's going to be like this, you don't pump, bearish. If it's going to be like this and you don't pump, bearish. You don't pump, look at this. Look at this, dude. Look at this, dude. You didn't do anything, bearish. This is it, man. See, when you hit overbought, it's bullish to the moon. You hit overbought here, nothing happened, bearish. Are we right here? Very unlikely, considering we erupted off the low from here. You went up here? Yeah, you went up here. You did start pumping. So this is it, man. This is legitimately it. If we get this wrong, it was a good try. We'll come back probably in 3 years. If we're right, I don't know. I don't know what happens from there. Mixer for 5 says, wanna some big hopium go into Bitcoin M1SL instead of M2SL and draw a resistance. line from 2019 top, we are testing as support. I appreciate the 5 from Mixer. So Mixer is bullish. Mixer is looking for a bottom. He says BTC USD divided by M1 SL. He says we're testing the resistance line from the 2019 top. We're actually testing it as resistance. You have to pull it down to here to make it support. Yeah, we're not even... Oh, wait, this isn't the weekly, sorry. Yeah, you're saying this. I see. But that would also mean that if we go lower than this, then it's capitulation. Which we did already break below this. Yeah, but that's the thing, man. We're getting pinched. Yeah, we're getting pinched underneath here. I don't know if that's bullish. Wouldn't this be bearish if we're getting trapped below the prior highs? Right? If I make this one yellow, we're getting stuck. What I would see happening is we poke above it and then we go down. That's what I think. Connect the tops as a trend, not horizontal. How do you even do that? Like this? I don't know, man. This, I think the other one is better. I guess I see your point, yeah. So Mixer is bullish. Mixer says the bottom is in. I appreciate the 5. Could be. I think this one is gonna hold. I think we get above it for like a couple of days and then we get sent down from there. But I appreciate the 5. Could be. Mixer's team bull. Team bullish. Team Bulkin. But still, we either go up or down. Yeah, I think we get up. I think we get one more push this week and then we get rejected. That's what I think. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but that's what I think. Do we have any fib tools that we can draw? This is a really big... You guys got to understand that the reason why this is so big is because if this isn't the bottom, then the next move down is the bottom and it's over. There's no more time left. If it is the bottom, then the 4-year cycle's broken forever. At this point, I would really just say you'd rather have the 4-year cycle because it turns bullish in 3 months. You literally just waited 12 months. Why would you want to start the bull run now when we're right here? That's how I'm looking at it. I don't think we have any fib tools though. I mean, we do have 69K. This one is 70K. And this one is 66. This is a very important time, gentlemen and the 3 ladies. I appreciate the 5 from the German rug. Do you remember that name? The German rug bull. I forgot about that. It just slipped off my tongue because that was the last thing that was the last thing you were. The German Scheisenhausen. Oh yeah, he's German. Yeah, how come Riser doesn't come to the stream anymore? The Scheisenhausen. We got A Ball for 2 says nothing. I appreciate the $2. I love when the super chats have no words on them. It's just free. It's free monies. I appreciate the 2 from A Ball. We got Bitcoin Bajan. Welcome, Bitcoin Bajan. I appreciate the 5 from Bitcoin Bajan. Welcome. Yeah, Quant is another shitcoin going to 0. I call this the Bitcoin pizza pattern. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm bold enough to give you an answer. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not gonna dance. I think this is the Bitcoin pizza pattern. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, capitulation. This is what happened to Bitcoin in 2018. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, capitulation. I call it the Bitcoin pizza pattern. I think I told you this last time, but this is what I'm looking for. Bounce, lower high, lower high, lower high, capitulation. That's what I think is about to happen to Quant. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. And because this was over the course of 5 years, it's going to be nasty to the downside. How do we invalidate that? Well, we can take a fib from the all-time high down to the low. Yeah, this is pretty bad, man. Yeah, this is really bad. It keeps... Yeah, no. This is bad. You had a 618 rejection, a 0.5 rejection, a 382 rejection. Now you're kind of floating around. So you might actually have one more pump up to $70, and that would be a 236. You had a rejection here, here, here. Right? This is a big ass wick. All candle closes below the 2382. This is bad. There might be one more rally left. If it goes up, you might get a chance. A rejection here from 71. I think this is the next move. If I had to tell you what do I think, in my opinion, I think by the end of the year, QNT is at $36 to $31. Personally. Not financial advice, of course. But I appreciate the 5. I would say that would get invalidated with a break over the 382 retracement. Which from this peak here, yeah, I would say that's invalidated with a break over $99. You can see the same pattern is forming again. It's like a flat bottom. Yeah, this is what GameStop is doing. I told someone in the chat who had GameStop, it's the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. The pizza pattern. That's what it did here too. You have a falling top. You have a floor that forms. I mean, technically, you couldn't even draw one here. It just kept making lower lows. So I guess it's not the exact same. Yeah, it's not the exact same. But, oh, well, it was up here. Yeah, here it is. Right? You have a floor here at the time, if we pretend it's just here. And then you have falling resistance, and then it breaks down. It's happening again. Maybe I'm wrong about that, though. I'm not trying to speak in absolutes, but that's what I see. So I think QNT breaks the low from 2022. Keep an eye on it, though. Someone in the chat, keep an eye on this, because if it does break down, it's going to let us know that we're bearish. But I would say a break over $99 would send you much higher. But I appreciate the 5. We got Whirl for 5. I don't know how much that is. I started crypto in 2025. Pengu wrecked me. Can it get back to the all-time high? I appreciate the 5. I'm not going to pretend to know, but I will tell you this. Don't fall for the propaganda that says it must. I got wrecked in crypto expecting it to go back every single time when the coin just kept going like this. You're in a tough spot if you held all the way from October. because October was back here. You're in a tough position. I would say don't add anything to this, in my opinion, not financial advice. I think by the end of the month, if it doesn't go anywhere, it's probably getting ready to go lower. I think Solana's going lower, so I think this is going to go lower. Do I think it goes back up here? It's not impossible. You're in a tough spot because if you sell and it goes back up, but you got to drop that attitude, because if you sell and it goes back up, then that means the bull market came back, so that means you can make money in something else too. The problem is it's so compressed that a break from here is going to send it straight down. Bam. When you see this kind of compression, it looks like a bottom. It does. And maybe it is. But the problem is, if it's not a bottom, all of this compression has to go somewhere. So if it's up, then the bottom is in. But if it's not up, the bottom is not in. But then you're going to get sliced in half. So to answer your question, can it go back to the all-time high? I think this coin in particular can, because it's only a 6x. But I would also say that a break of the low is probably worth cutting. Because even though it is down 87%, it can go down another 87% before it goes back up. If you don't think that's possible, I got a bridge to sell you. No, if you don't, yeah, I got a bunch of coins to share with you, man. The first one that comes to mind is Polkadot. Polkadot was supposed to be the ETH killer, and it made a lower high, double 382 rejection, and this was one bear market here, and this is another. Sorry, the bear market actually ended here, and it still went down, and then this is another bear market here. So it went through an entire bull market and never went up. So there's no guarantees that these coins go up. So I think over the next month, if you do see Pengu break the low, it's probably not going back up for a long, long time. However, if you're just going to hold it forever, then you got to do what's best for you. Most of the time, people hold it forever anyway. I think as of now, it could go back to the prior high because it's only down. It's only a 7x to get back up there. But I change my mind once it breaks the low. And 100% once it breaks this low. So if you actually just refuse to get out, which is entirely up to you, maybe it goes like this. It's very possible. A break of this low sends it to 0. There's no way. I appreciate the 5. Can you insert ETH chart and see if you see a pizza slice? I don't think Ethereum is going to. Oh my God, they delisted Loopring from Coinbase. Oh man. Dude, I feel so bad, but I don't, because I told someone in real life, I said, dude, you gotta sell your Loopring. It's gonna go to 0, man. Man, maybe he sold it here. I remember telling him in the beginning of the bear market, like, man, we're gonna have a bear market. You gotta get out. Oh my God. Dude, no. No. Oh man. That's brutal. Yeah, I don't think Ethereum is going that low. I do think Ethereum is setting up for what it's been doing. 30% bounce, 40% bounce, 30% bounce. Yeah, dude, I remember talking about this at the bottom. We said 30% bounce. Yeah, no, I'm ready. I think we're going down to 1,000. I think 700 is too low. I don't see how $700 is even possible. You would need, I don't even know what you would need. You need to see a doctor. I can't see it happening. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I just don't see it. I do think ETH breaks the low, but I don't think it goes to 700. My absolute minimum is my absolute bottom is just a double bottom, basically. Because I think a lot of people would step in at 800 bucks, 900 bucks. I wouldn't. I would never buy Ethereum, but I also don't see how Ethereum can go down to 900 without the S&P 500. So we're going to have some type of move. Something has to give here. I think this week we get the final euphoric push for everything, and then everything turns bearish. But I think 700 is too low. Jasmine will get delisted too. Yeah, Coinbase. Coinbase, I think, is moving away from crypto, and they're going into the degeneracy. Now they're letting you gamble on 15-minute charts. Where's Jasmine? Yeah, Jasmine bounced. We got to keep an eye on that tether chart. This is going to be a big key for me. It would be really nice if we see tether start breaking the low. I can't wait to transition into a newscaster. Newscaster and food reviews. Hello, everyone. We got 105 viewers. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. I actually ran an ad. Let's see who gets hit with it. Make sure you get those votes in. I couldn't imagine streaming for 8 hours. That would be nuts, man. Every day, you would probably have. Someone said if you get blood clots in your legs. I guess if you had a lot of viewers, it's easier. Audio stream current bit rate. Oh yeah, I wanted to get a sound thing too, so I can play music. Or not music, like sound effects. Oh, this guy said it goes sideways till January. I'm glad you said that. I got another piece of information from you gentlemen and the two ladies. So last night, listen, remember how I keep showing you this? Yesterday we hit 1%. Bitcoin has been, what's 1%? 3 days. On Friday's close, the Bitcoin ETF was only more volatile 3 days. Out of the year. And it actually hit 0, but I couldn't screenshot it because it was so fast. It hit 0%. We have the tightest compression we've seen in a long time. Like a long time. So dude, I'm actually getting excited. I'm either right or wrong, which it sounds stupid to say, but what I mean is either the bottom is in or we're going to 40,000. Like you are so compressed in here that people that think we're gonna go to 53K we're gonna blow right through that shit, man. I'm telling you. This move that you're about to get is gonna be disgusting. We're either going straight down, like look, it's literally straight down. Just a big red bar. Big Tyrone candle. We're gonna use Tyrone to our advantage. We're looking for a Tyrone candle. And this one was not. This one was actually. This one was like a little Michael candle. I guess 20% is not terrible. Nah, we're gonna blow right through that. It's not gonna be 20%, believe me. It's gonna be a Jerome candle. Because you can raise the time frame and get even more. Yeah, yeah, there you go. There's Jerome. Jerome is in the chat. You're gonna get a big Jerome candle, either up or down. Maybe it's bullish. That's what I'm saying. It's either super bullish or super bearish. Look at this. Look at all the Jeromes in the chat. We're not gonna do this for much longer. Oh man. Tyrese. Oh shit. There's a Tyrese in the chat. Yeah, we're not, I'm telling you. I'm either wrong and we're going up to 90K or we're going to 40K. I really don't think there's an in the middle. There's too much firepower building up right now. Look. That's why us going sideways is making people feel like everything is okay. But this is telling you, this is literally screaming at you, people are sleeping at the wheel. They're saying nothing's going to happen. 1% IV, that means the market thinks we're going to go sideways forever. And I'm telling you, you got to take my word for it. It hit 0 last night. Like, right? It was at like 340. It hit 0%. But then it went back to 2% by the end of the day. I think we're going to get a Tyrese. I do. I'm pretty sure we have it on the 2-month as well. Oh, we did at the top. I thought. Oh, wow. Yeah, we already looked at this. Tyrese candle. Or we can go up for 2 weeks, have all season, go crazy. Come on, I know you're not looking for all season. Are there actually people looking for all season on YouTube? Oh my God, look at this. I didn't mean to say God, I meant to say gosh. Wait, look at this. Look at this, dude. Wait, look at all these blue bars. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man, I think we're right here. Yeah. Moon Boys, you got to place your bet. Moon Boys think we're here. Mr. Bear thinks we're here. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think we're missing this. This is where everybody says, holy shit, the bottom's actually in. And then it rolls over. I really think that's the missing piece of the puzzle. Because you're going to see, if you're not already, the inverse head and shoulders pattern. And once it breaks the neckline, everybody's going to say, holy shit. Which is what always happens when we hit the short-term hold to realized price. Which I know we already beat it into the ground. But I really think in order to summon what I say? I was gonna say Tyrone. Tyrone, Tyrese, and Jerome. Yeah, look. This was Jerome, this was Tyrone, and this one was Tyrese. So now we're gonna need Daquan. I really think Daquan isn't gonna show up until we hit this. And then bam. Maybe I'm wrong though. I'm not saying I'm gonna be right, but I'm giving you my opinion. It wouldn't be my opinion if I just read you some rubbish off of YouTube. But that's my plan after this. If we get this right, I never make these dumbass predictions again and I start reading to you about the Clarity Act and telling you about Christmas. I'll start telling you a Bronx Tale. The wick you're expecting on top is actually going to happen to the downside. I don't know. We're grinding upwards. I don't think it's going to be a wick. I think we're going to sit up here for a little while. I don't think it's just going to be a wick and then down. I think we're going to float around and then we go down. We really don't get wicks that often anymore. I mean, maybe this is a wick. Technically, I guess it is. You had two of them. I guess this is a wick, yeah. It could look like that. You'd have a point if we weren't going up. We're going up. And we're getting to the point where if we go any higher, that is the trap. The trap is being set right now. We're right there. What about our boy Deshaun? Deshaun. We're going to save Deshaun for the bull market. He's on our team. I'm ready to turn bullish after this next move. Yeah, and our short-term cost basis never crossed our long-term cost basis. That's not projected to happen until here, though, which is October, November. That's where we are. We're really close. I'm not nervous and I'm not excited, but I think once we pass this week, I'm gonna really start to get nervous, but also excited. Because I have to maintain my bullish stance right now. It's not bearish yet. But this was my week. Remember how we talked about riding the train? You guys ever ride a train and they have your stop? Oh, this is my stop. The next stop is my stop. This is the train to Goblin Town. The next station is Goblin Town. Yeah, I gotta get off the train. This is my stop right here. August 14th. This is the train to Goblin Town. The next station is the Moonboy chart. Moonboy Station. Good luck to you all. God have mercy on our souls. This is it. I mean, you could really start mapping it out like this. Look at the 5-day stock RSI hitting overbought. We should map it. I don't know. Do you consider this one bullish or bearish? I guess we'll call it a pig because it's. Let's make it bullish. Let's make it bullish. Yeah, this one was bullish. I would say this one is bearish, honestly. Because you hit overbought. Again, we're looking at when it hits overbought, not going up as it goes up. So obviously if it goes up when we're pumping, or this goes up and then we pump, that's bullish. But what we're looking at specifically is when it hits overbought, what happens? And if it doesn't move, it's bearish. I'm not going to count this one because we didn't come from oversold. So I'm going to count this one. And this one you would say is bullish. So like us hitting overbought and nothing happening, it's very common to be bearish and bullish. It just depends on what market you're in. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If we go from oversold to overbought and it starts pumping, it's bullish. That's what today is. We're hitting overbought today at 8 o'clock. So I really start the timer tonight. If we don't start pumping this week, I have to hide. This is my stop. When the 5-day stock RSI hits overbought. And the thing is, we already discussed for Ethereum, it's much, much, much more urgent because Ethereum has the 5-day stock RSI. It's been overbought this whole time, but it's even overbought on the 6-day. It's overbought on the 7-day. It's overbought on the 8-day. This is the first time it's overbought since May of 2025. We went from oversold to overbought. We just did the same move, oversold, overbought, and we're not moving. That's why this is so urgent. It's urgent care. Because if we don't go up now, when is it supposed to go up? I'm not running the same chart on Ethereum. This is it, gentlemen and the three ladies. If we do not move out of here in the month of August, I think we're forming a flat top. Like Jerome. Jerome had a flat top in college. I think that's what we're doing. You see how we had this drawn before the rally, the 30% pump. I don't know if we actually had this exact chart drawn, but I remember saying a 30% rally from here would get everybody bullish, but we would be backtesting the prior low. And that's exactly what's happening. I'm not saying I called it because I didn't, but that's what we said. We said a 30% rally from here would make everybody bullish and we'd be backtesting the prior low. And the fact that we're not moving isn't bearish by itself. It's the fact that the stock RSI is overbought on every time frame and we're still not moving. And you can only sit here for so long. Again, look at the weekly stock RSI hit overbought and we went flying. The weekly stock RSI hit overbought. We went up and then we went down. We just hit overbought this week, but we're getting another candle. So now we're going to be overbought for 2 weeks. That's why I'm giving it more time. If we go up next week, so be it. It's bullish. But if we don't go up next week, every week after that, it's telling you it's going to roll over. That's what I've been trying to say. That's why this is so big. Because if it is bearish, then the bear market bottom is going to be in 2 months, which means we're going to start preparing for the bull market. And if we get this right, we learn so much. I think we're going to be very successful. I think if we get this right, we're going to be in the best position we've ever been in. To this date, the best position I've ever been in was March of 2024, but I messed it up. Everything I learned this year would be applied to what I learned here, and I think we're going to get it this time. If we go down like this, we got it. I'm ready. I'm a little old now, but better late than never, I guess. Well, it's not I guess, it's true. This tonight's candle close, the candle close itself doesn't mean anything, but it's everything that happens after it. Now, if the market wants to be a little bitch and not even make it hit overbought, then I'm going to be really upset. I would actually be upset because hear me out. If we hit overbought tonight, today's Saturday, so we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Guess when the next candle closes? Thursday. You know what's on Thursday? Yeah. Yeah. This is literally what was... I know for a fact I drew this back in June, man. The candle close is literally on this dotted line. Dude, this is it, man. I know some of you guys might be thinking I'm overhyping it, but this is literally big. This is big. This is big news. Big, big news. Big, big news. I think 103 is coming in the not so distant future. It could be. Gonna start flying after a quick wick to 60K. Now we need the, what is it called? The Wyckoff Spring. We need the Wyckoff Spring. Isn't the Wyckoff Spring a lower low? Yeah, it says a Wyckoff spring requires a lower boundary. As I said before, we are just in an extended version of 2018 to 2021. Just extrapolate 2022 to 2028. The reason we don't hit negative new pool is because in 2019 it didn't. Not financial advice. Could be, man. Could be. You gotta do what's best for you. I have shown you all everything. As you can see, the quality of the live streams over the last couple of days has deteriorated, but it's only because I know I've given you my best. I don't know what else to show you. We checked everything. There's nothing left that I can say. It doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but there's nothing left for me to show you. The Wyckoff spring happened. Bitcoin chilling in Wyckoff SOS before moving higher. So we don't need the Wyckoff spring. We already got it. My man. Yeah. Yeah. What if the bottom is 33,000? What if we're overlooking it? I think it's too greedy. The greed. I'm the only crypto YouTuber left? No, there's a lot of YouTubers around there. You're just not looking. There's a lot of nice girls out there. You're just not looking in the right places. There's crypto YouTubers everywhere. You got to understand, as a grifter, I could tell you that us YouTubers are all greedy. We all want ad revenue. We're never going to stop doing this. Even the nicest YouTuber you can think of that doesn't have ad revenue on his channel, he made a website that you have to pay to use. It's genius. Commend him. Think about it. If he charges $99 a month, even if he charges $99 a year, and 10,000 people join, holy shit. What's 100 times 10,000? Holy shit. He's making $1 million a month. Right? How much is let me check. I'm not throwing any names out, but let me check how much it is to join. Get started. It's $50 a month. Okay, so it's $50 a month. So if he gets 1,000 people to join, which is literally the minimal amount, with 1 million subs, you got to imagine at least 100 people join, at least 1,000 people join. He makes $50 a month times 1,000 subs. That's $50,000 a month times 12. What is that? 700,000? Holy shit! If it's 2,000 people, it's $1 million a year. Yeah. Bitcoin Bajan for 5 says spike to 75K, then down. I appreciate the 5. I actually don't think we get that high. I don't think we get that high. I think we get stuck max 69K and then down. If we go up to 75K, I think we're going up. Not financial advice. I appreciate the 5. Frankie Candles is a genuine guy. Yeah, there are genuine people out there. I'm not saying there aren't genuine. I'm a genuine guy too. Everything I do is a character. Everyone on YouTube is a character. There are genuine people out there, but that doesn't mean that what I said is not true. We're all greedy. We want ad revenue. We want to make the best trade because we're greedy. You can be a genuine guy and still be greedy. You know why? Because we got to put food on the table. I don't think there's one YouTuber on YouTube that has ads disabled and has no channel membership or anything. They don't exist. You guys just watching the stream, Google pays us. There's plenty of genuine people on YouTube. I think Mr. Ben Cowan is the standard for what a YouTuber should be. He's not toxic. He doesn't claim to know it all. He gives his opinion, and he's got 1 million subscribers. Think about it. If you had 1 million subscribers, you know how big people's egos get? And not to mention the fact that he's one of the only YouTubers that actually grew in the bear market. The fact that he has no ego and he's like the staple of a guy. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't know why. He reminds me of Sheldon Cooper. I always thought that. He reminds me of Sheldon Cooper. But I like Sheldon. Now, he reminds me of my brother. My brother's an engineer too. They have a lot of similarities. You motherfucker. Can we share what you paid? Yeah, I'll tell you what I got paid today. I got paid $25 in chat revenue. You want to know how that's broken down? I got $2 from DC Blur. I got €5 from Mixer. I got $2 from Able. I got $5 from Bitcoin Bajan. I got 25 Rons. I don't know what that is. 25 Ron Walkers in the chat. From Whirl, I got 5 from Bitcoin Bajan. So that $25, YouTube is going to take 30% of that. So 30% of 25 is what? 7? So I'm going to get 25 minus 7 is what? I'm going to get like $17 from that. Then when the tax man comes, I'm going to pay him 25% of that. So I really made $14 on this live stream. That's why if you all stop being selfish and all submit $1, I would make $100 every live stream, which is $3,000 a month just on donations. Then I get ad revenue. Yeah, I'd be living the life. Yeah. Yeah. BitBoy's days of crypto were wild. Yeah, I never followed BitBoy. Apparently he got into a lot of trouble, but I always liked him. BitBoy was the OG, man. Home of the Bit Squad. When I was a young boy, he had a Hellcat, and I wanted to be just like BitBoy. BitBoy and the Hellcat. He said I need to feed my pet roaches. Hugo! You guys remember when I used to say who's going to be a big, strong, handsome man? Hugo Celis, the big, strong, handsome man. For 10. I appreciate the 10. I appreciate the 10 from Hugo Celis. Helps a lot in times of despair. I appreciate the 10 from Mr. Hugo. Look at his beard. Look at that handsome man. You're just missing the smiley. Yeah, there's a couple of pretty ladies in the chat, Hugo. You should introduce yourself. Is Jessica still here? You shouldn't have told me your name is Jessica, because now I'm going to keep saying it. Look at Hugo. He's got the Andrew Tate beard. My man. This is it, gentlemen. and the 3 ladies. If we get this right, I already have my vlog planned out. If we get it wrong, I might have to go to, I don't even know where. Where would I even go? I go back home. I have to go back home. Yeah, the thing is, man, when the year starts, I take my rent money out of my portfolio. That's why I need to be right. I need to be right. You rat bastard. And then the tax man comes and it's GG. No, I'm all right. I hope you guys know I'm trying to keep you entertained. Everything I say is like half character. Even though it's true, but it's not true, you know? Like I don't actually expect you guys to send me money. It's a privilege to live stream. I always appreciate you guys. We got Brent Ayote for 5 says ramen noodles fund. I appreciate the 5. No, I actually read that the ramen noodles are bad for you. There's something I don't want to say cancer causing, but there's something bad with the ramen noodles. But I appreciate the 5. It does help a lot in times of despair. Can I Venmo you? You probably could, but I don't even I have it in my description, but I don't even log into it, so I would just say don't bother. You don't have to send me any money. It's all right. But if you all want to send me money, you can go on Cash App, and if you all send me $1, I get $100. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm being dead serious. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm being dead serious. If you all send me $5, I get $500. And just do that once a week. There's probably someone watching the stream right now. Like this guy's a lunatic, man. He has no value to our lives, and he's asking for money. That's like with Ron Walker. He says you want to support the channel. Yeah, I got to do my daily Ron Walker support. Hold on. I'm gonna be his biggest fan. I'm gonna meet him in New York City one day. We're gonna stand in front of the NASDAQ building and take a picture. Me and Uncle Ron. You got to support the channel. Support the channel. You can't have a live stream without Uncle Ron.
Headlines as the Dow and the S&P move to a new high. The Nasdaq has not done that. The semiconductors have not done that. Rallied right into major resistance on the Dow and the S&P 500. The S&P rises as it wraps up a banner week with traders seeing the bright side of a dismal jobs report. The market rallied on the jobs report, and it was a terrible jobs report. It was really, really weak, and that's why the stock market rallied. Hopes that the Fed will not have to raise rates at the weakness. Now, the balance on this is that, hey, this is warning now that we're seeing real deterioration in the labor market big time, now moving very close to moving into recession. We had a report come in negative again. We've seen this in recent history, negative 23,000. It was expected to come in at 83,000, positive number. And then we saw revisions here with the previous month's reading for June, and also the June number here, and also in May. Unemployment rate ticked down 4.1% to expected to be at 4.2%, but it did tick down from the previous month's reading at 4.
Wait, look at the video. Look at the video on this. Look at the second video. It's Chris Hansen. Have a seat. Have a seat, Mr. Dropco.
0.2%. Before I talk more about the jobs report and just give you the information with that, this week's going to be important. On Wednesday, we're going to get the CPI. It's probably going to tick back up here, either this reading here for July or the next reading, because we've seen crude oil turn back up. Now, right here, the estimate is that it's not, and the year over year is supposed to come in at 3.4%. Next week, it's supposed to be lower at this time. That's the.
Come on, is he going to say support the channel?
Than expected. It was supposed to be for May. And this is going back to 2022. We're seeing
Whoa, what is going on here? Monthly job creation. Negative?
the weakness in 2025 and 2026 here. The recession, during the decline, every single report for the jobs report was a negative number, and that was in 2000. The recession began, and can to help out. If you can follow the link.
Here we go. Shh.
Please support the channel. Please support the channel with the link directly below that allows me to be able to provide you this information. If you could take a moment to help out, I'd really appreciate it. You follow the link below to take you to a secured site and you can donate any amount you want. Most YouTube channels have sponsors. Choose not to do that. Just ask that you do what you can to help out. If you can follow the link below, it'll take you to a secured site and you can donate any amount you want. If you could take a moment to help out, I'd appreciate that. I thank you for that. The NASDAQ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thank you for your support. If you guys want to check out the link in the description, it's the PayPal. If you're a millennial, well, I think millennials are 30 now, right? So what's after millennial? If you're a Gen Zer and you have a Cash App is accepted as well. It does help support the channel. Help support the channel. Do what you can to help out. I gotta start saying that, folks. I'm gonna be like my two idols, Ron Walker and Gareth Soloway. All right, folks, if you want to support the channel and you're under age 30, there's Cash App. If you're over age 30, there is a PayPal link. Do what you can, support the channel. That's all, folks. We got Flex for 3 with his cowboy hat. Says, how high can SWE and Doge go? I appreciate the 3. It does help a lot in times of despair. I want to preface this by saying I'm not a wizard and I don't 100% know for certain, but I do want to bring to your attention that Doge is extremely compressed right now. There's a 9-day BBWP bar printing, which means Doge is about to either go straight up or straight down. The last time we had this blueprint, oh, it went away. It was there this morning. Oh, here it is. The last time we had this blueprint, we actually spiked up and then went down. Can we get this move? Yes. That's why I started by saying I don't know. I'm not a wizard. But if Doge is going to pump, it's now. The time is literally now. Because if you go back to the other bear market, you can see this was the exact moment that Doge pumped before Bitcoin went lower. However, if you rewind, you can actually see... No, I think it was the 9-day time frame. That's weird. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it was the 9-day time frame. I guess it went away. But if you look at Coinbase's chart, you can see that this same exact blue bar here sent us straight down. So when I tell you we're looking for a Jerome candle, I'm not exaggerating. But Doge does have a blue bar on the BBWP, so if you're looking for a spike, I have to respect the probability because it has happened very often, actually, where Bitcoin's about to go down and Doge has a big spike. Of course, it's not on this chart, but it should be on this chart. I don't know why it isn't. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that is, but nevertheless, how high? Well, assuming it actually gets it, we can speculate that it could come back to this high from July. So a spike up for Doge back to 8 cents is very on the table and then down. Now, I'm not going to say that I know, but there's always that chance. I like to make my statements based off of historical evidence, not on my opinion. The last bear market, Doge exploded, marking the bottom. If that were to happen, and we saw Doge go like this, then this could be the bottom already. However, it's still going to come back down. So I'm not going to say that I know for certain, but what I would tell you is, if it's going to happen, it's right now. And a rejection off of 8 cents would mean that we're going much lower. There's no guarantees that it comes, but if it does, watch for 8 cents. It's actually 8.4. A rejection from 8.4 sends you much lower. If you can get over 8.4, then we can start talking about a bigger rally. maybe to 10 cents. But the reason why I say that now or never is because when Bitcoin topped out in both prior rallies, that was when Doge had the spike. And I'm expecting Bitcoin to top this week. Maybe it's next, or well, I guess today's Saturday, next week. But when Bitcoin goes up to the top, that's when Doge spikes. So this is definitely possible. However, rejection from 83 is bearish. But I would say, yeah, that's the guy. That's the troll guy's back. I would say the other one was Sui. It's the same thing. Sui is the same thing. Every time Bitcoin pumps, Sui pumps. So I would say a pump for Sui is on the table. Rejection from 78 would mean we're super bearish. If it's going to do what it always does, you should make a higher high. So I would say 86. A rejection from 86 is bearish. I appreciate the 3. We got to look at Luna Classic too. Luna Classic is sitting right on the trend line. If we see Luna Classic nosedive, it's over. I'm also looking at Tether. This is going to be the big telltale for me. If we can see Tether start to bleed overnight, I'm going to get so happy. I need Tether to go down. Please, Crypto Universe, if you're there, send Tether lower, please. Thank you. Look at Stellar Lumens. Is it doing what XRP is doing? No, still bouncing. Did XRP bounce? Yeah, XRP bounced too. All right, gentlemen and the 3 ladies. Nice little stream today, huh? Do we want to finish Uncle Ron's chart? Wait, I don't know what happened, but the chat revenue doubled. Yeah, wow. Oh, yeah, you guys sent me some super chats. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just gotta ask. I appreciate that. Whoa, super bullish on oil, huh? This I thought was interesting for sure. Monthly job creation. Yeah, that can't be bullish, right? Of course it is. Everything's bullish. What would you even search? Jobs created? Oh, yeah, look at that. You probably have to go on lot. Yeah, look at that, huh? What time frame? The monthly? Yeah, wow. So what is 0 is what? 0 is here. Wow. That's interesting, huh? Yeah, that's very rare. Very rare. Non-farm payrolls. That's interesting to me, actually. Just when I was going to end the stream. Let me look at this. Yeah, so we almost never go below 0. I'm going to try and get it as close as I can. Can't just leave it there. What is the name of the Dow Jones? I'm just going to do SPX, actually. Yeah, the market doesn't give a shit, dude. It's cope. Market doesn't care. This is what I'm trying to say, man. The market doesn't give a shit. It's bullish. Just when I tried believing the news, my chart proves me right again. It's all rubbish. Just pay attention to the moon cycle. You'll be better off. Not financial advice. All right, gentlemen. And the 3 ladies. Nice little stream today. Appreciate the support. We're looking at about... I think we're going to get the pump this week. I do. If you asked me, I think we're going to get it. I think this week we spike up to 67, and that should do it. And then I think by the end of the month we go down, and then September is the bearish month. That's what I think. I have evidence to support that. Give me 1 second. Oh, look, I do have it drawn, you little cockroach. I knew it. You little cockroach. Hold on. Hold on, cockroaches. Don't run away yet. Look. The 5-day stock RSI is rallying into the orange line. See? Look, I bought receipts. Look at the fucking date, dude. Holy shit. What a fucking call, huh? I hate using foul language, but what a fucking call. Yeah, dude, tomorrow is August 9th. What a call. Yeah, nah, this has to be it, man. This has to be it. I have to stick to my guns. I don't think we're gonna get that high, though. Yeah, this gotta be it, man. I think this week coming up, that's it. I didn't think they would actually do it. I'm not saying I'm gonna be right. I'm just saying I have to stick to my guns. I'm sorry for the foul language. It was very inappropriate. I got a little excited. I gotta stick to my guns, man. We talked about Solana too. It's doing the same thing. This is it, baby. This is it. Either I'm right and we're going to 40K, or I'm wrong and we're going to 75,000. But it looks like the final spike's about to hit. I think it's coming this week. We're waiting. We're waiting for the final rally. 4 hours. Check your charts in 4 hours. Check your 5-day stock RSI. If the 5-day stock RSI hits overbought, you know we're max bullish. It's not going to get any more bullish than this. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Check your 5-day stock RSI in 4 hours and 13 minutes. If it hits overbought, just know that I'm looking at it too. This chart's going to determine the rest of my life. This is it, baby. Say a prayer for me. Good luck to you all, not financial advice. But this is it. As always, appreciate all the support, all the super chats. Stay safe. None of this is financial advice. We shall return tomorrow. I'm not saying I'm going to be right. I want to make that clear. I learned my lesson to be arrogant. It's not good being arrogant. I'm not saying I'm going to be right. This is just what I see. So if I'm wrong, I'll pay the price. If I'm right, we got pork fried rice on table 1, beef lo mein on table 2, sesame chicken on table 3, Diet Coke on table 4. Help yourself. Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. As always, none of this is financial advice. We shall return tomorrow. Stay safe. Take care. And I'll see you soon.